Salutational too. How are you? This is a this is a correction. You know, everything is a learning process. So my point is, if I make an error because I learned something more than I did before, I come back and correct it. I want to make a point not to forget to correct any errors I made because I've done more research. Now, the first correction is doing what I said the Constitution was changed. I've said different times. I said it was 1861 with the war with the Indians, which they call the Civil War, because you can't be civilized and going to war at the same time. I said that's when the Constitution was changed. I said with Wilson, 1913. And I've also said it was at the beginning of the country. Because before the Constitution of 1789, there was a Constitution of 1787. Called the Articles of Confederation. So the point of what I'm sharing is this. It happened by degrees. There was always something done every few years, which I haven't determined yet. But it was an ongoing process. Yes, it did start in my research with changing the Articles of Confederation. Because remember now, the Article of Confederation was our ancestors, the Moors. And the federal government wasn't supposed to have all this power. And the representatives elected the senators elected the representative. Now, wait a minute. The representative elected the senators. Selected, not elected. So all these, you see, just like what's happening now, what's been happening in my lifetime, chipping away at the Constitution, this has been done for years and years and years. Because if they did it all at once, the people would be alarmed and warned, and there'd be a big pushback. So this has been something that's been done incrementally, in stages. And the other correction I'm making is that I said the five civilized tribe was the Indian tribe because they submitted to the so-called white man way of life. That's why they were civilized. No. That's not it. There's 5 tribes listed. Days, Bays, Els, Ali, and Ills. These are Moors, nobility. These are the nobles. That's why they call them civilized, because they taught them everything they do. When you do your research, you find out that we, actually, the Confederacy, the Moors, wrote this Constitution. We wrote it. How can this man, just use your common sense now. He didn't think we was equal. He think he was superior. He reinstituted slavery after it was outlawed way back then when they were the slaves, when the white was a slave, and then he made the black slaves, so-called black and white, these cartoon numbers, cartoon characters. So he didn't have the he just didn't have the wherewithal to write such a document. He's taking credit for it, but he don't have the wherewithal to write such a document. Look at the writings of Alexander Hamilton. Who can compare with him in his day and time? He was a Moor from the islands. He was just one remnant of the level of intellect that we exhibited during that time. And I'm going to talk about Alexander Hamilton sometime and show you how he was set up with, what they call her? Miss Anne? Or, that's a name people give, Erica? Anyway, yeah, he was set up with a so-called white woman. That's why he was killed over some controversy with her. But he was set up. Just like brothers being set up today. Because they don't know who they are. When you know who you are, you can't be set up. All right, well, that's the correction I needed to make for now.